Hey everybody, Tristan here with Pixelrater. I finally have a way to capture video into my computer, courtesy of my wife for Christmas. So I thought one of the first things we could do is maybe take a look at the inside of the NES Classic we opened up before. Like I said, we have an unboxing video on the site, so if you haven't checked that out yet, you can get there by clicking right here. And let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on in here. Hey everybody, so this is the UI of the NES Classic. You know, it's got all of your games listed for you to scroll through. They all come unlocked out of the box, so you don't have to worry about anything like that. Check out some of the options. You got 3 visual options: CRT mode, pixel perfect, and regular 4:3. I'll switch them up when we go through some of the games, so you can kind of take a look at the difference. But basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a few minutes on some of the games, so you can kind of get the gist of them. Options: you've got your demo for if you're inactive for a while, it'll kind of show a sizzle reel. Auto shutdown: if you're inactive long enough, it'll turn itself off. And burn-in reduction: you know, don't ruin your TV. Basic stuff. And language options, legal notices: just we reserve the right to yada yada yada. And this is a cool feature. You can go to the website at the bottom here, or you can scan this QR code. It'll kind of show you PDF versions of all the old manuals of the games to kind of take a look at, which is pretty cool. And the last thing on the menu to kind of take a look at is if you press down here, you'll get suspend lists, which every game will allow you to save the state when you back out to the menu. So that makes some of the games a little easier to play. See how I had been playing that earlier? I can save that to one of these states and then kind of go back to it. But I guess we'll start with Super Mario. Can't get any more classic than that, I guess. And oh wow! So I've been playing 3DS version of Super Mario Maker pretty recently, and going back to this after that, it feels so different. Still, it's like riding a bike. Can't really. I'm not gonna get to that underground pipe, but whatever. We'll get some flowers instead. And yeah, that's kind of Super Mario Brothers. What the heck? We'll go through one more level. No fireworks for us. Feels so much more weird playing this game after the Super Mario Maker. The reason is they altered the physics in all of the Super Mario Maker, so you can have the aesthetic of Mario 1 and 3 and World, but they all kind of follow the physics of the new Super Mario Brothers for the Wii. That way people didn't, you know, make stupid control mistakes and stuff like that. But yeah, man, that's Mario. Let's move on. So we just smash the reset button on the console over here, and that will take us back to the menu where you can kind of go straight to the next game. Super easy. They definitely designed it so that it's simple enough for a kid to get through, which, you know, obviously that's what we did when we were little. Whew. Oh, and that's that. Oop. Wow, that was really dumb. But yeah, that's Super Mario Brothers 3, you know. Kind of like riding a bike. Never forget how to play until you fall off the ledge like that. I'm not going to make you watch me play this level again. Let's go to something else. Tecmo Bowl. have played some Tecmo Bowl in my time. I don't really watch sports, so I don't know. Let's, yeah, sure, go 49ers. Do 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 do. That kick though. Can't stop this. Ah, okay. See if I can make us fumble. And interception. There we go. Good, good, good. Alright, so yeah, that's Tecmo Bowl. My plan is to just show a few minutes of some of these games so that you kind of maybe get nostalgic and want to go play them for yourself, man. We're going to talk about nostalgia. So yeah, these are all like, you know, pretty straightforward. They don't do any enhancements or anything. In fact, you'll get the same kind of slowdown that you would have on the original version. See if I can. I think there's a bunch of enemies over here. See if I can recreate some of that. Oh, it's not slowing down right now. Yeah, I'm sure you'll experience it at some point during this playthrough, but man, I could play this game for hours. This is I think I've said this on the podcast before, but the original Legend of Zelda is, while Zelda is my favorite series of all time, the original one wasn't something I really appreciated until I was an adult, because I had gone straight to Link to the Past when I was, you know, that was my first ever Zelda game. So, but definitely going back to it, you see how important it is to video game development. But yeah, man, that's Zelda. So let's continue to move on, and we can throw that down there for later if we want. I'm not gonna go through all of them, but I will go through some of my faves. Castlevania has one of my favorite soundtracks of any NES game. Also another one of those games that I never really understood or appreciated until I was an adult. I had the Game Boy version, the Castlevania Adventure, but it was like 4 or 5, and that was a terrible game. So I don't think I ever actually really thought to play through this until after I'd played Super Castlevania and realized how awesome that was. And you've also got the Castlevania 2, which, you know, take it or leave it. It's not a very well-made game, or personally a very good game, but it's here, so you can play through that too. But yeah, that's Castlevania. And we'll move on to some. Oh wait, you know what? Let's back out and we'll change up those video menu. So we'll go over, check out CRT. So what this does, obviously, gives it that effect of playing on an old, you know, tube CRT TV that you might have had when you were a kid. It looks okay. Personally, I would rather play in 4:3 or Pixel Perfect, but if nostalgia is what you're going for, this will definitely shake the boat. Donkey Kong is probably my favorite original Nintendo game / retro arcade game of all time. It's just so good. Oh, and that's Donkey Kong. This way I can every time I go into an arcade and I see Donkey Kong, I have to stand up or sit down and play it. It's just fun. And you've got, sure, why not? Let's go play some Kirby. And there's some of these, you know, they look. So yeah, you see the CRT filter. Let's go ahead and we'll switch it up. Save the state so that you can see that and see the difference. But Pixel Perfect mode is definitely the best looking mode. It's a little bit smaller than 4.3, but Pixel Perfect actually was what they created when they started emulating on the 3DS or Super Nintendo games. It's the best way to play them, in my opinion. They look far and wide superior. It's funny going to Kirby and seeing just how much the formula has stayed the same over the decades. You know, playing a game like Epic Yarn, it's almost the exact same kind of thing. But nothing wrong with that. It's fun nonetheless. The controller feels so good in your hands. You know, it's not hard to recreate one of these NES controllers, but it just feels just like it would have back then. You know, they didn't take the cheap way out and give you a crappy version or anything like that. So aside from people complaining about the shortness of the cord, which personally I've had this plugged into my computer ever since I hooked it up. I haven't ever had it plugged into my actual HD TV, so the cord's never been a problem, but there's all kinds of solutions already, you know, wireless adapters for your Xbox controller, your PS4 controller, but another one of those games that has such an amazing soundtrack. I'm going to shut my face so you can hear it. It's really weird going back to this game after you've played Shovel Knight. It's just to see the obvious, you know, how much of an influence this game or this series had on Shovel Knight, which is, if you've never played Shovel Knight, it's ask Antonio. It's amazing. But so is Mega Man 2, so. But yeah, that's Mega Man 2. I keep ending every video or every game segment with, yeah, that's that game, but you get the idea. All right, let's go. On to the next one. Metroid is definitely one of those games that doesn't exactly hold up. Just a lot of hallways, but how can you make a classic version of the NES without including it, you know? It's definitely one of those games you really have to love it. And there's that slowdown I was talking about. But yeah, that's Metroid. Metroid. Let's check out something new. Just press that reset button right on the console, take us back here. Strangely, they did not put the original Contra on here. They put Super C, which is the one that I had growing up, so I'm fine by that. But I think that obviously old Contra is a little more iconic. But like I said, this is the one I grew up playing, so I'm not going to complain. I used to play this game so much. Me and my best friend Nate growing up, we would just slam in Game Shark or Game Genie codes for hours. Just play this. None of the Contra games are as good as Contra 3, though. It's what this is definitely, you know, playing this, the NES Classic. I'm far from the first person that said this, but I really am hopeful that the success of this thing will lead to a Super NES Classic, just because, you know, all of those games are just so special to me. And like if there was a game like Contra 3 on there, I would go nuts. Go nuts. But seeing how Konami acts these days, for them to let something amazing like that happen, probably would never, just because I want it. They would just say, let's make a pachinko instead. And yeah, that's Contra. And it looks like we've gone through most of them. I don't know. You got this the ever grindy Final Fantasy, the kind of lame version of Galaga compared to the arcade version, the ridiculously hard Ghosts and Goblins. Gradius is good. Ice Climbers is good. Excite Bike is probably the worst NES game ever. I'll fight you if you say it's good, because it's just not. Dr. Mario, Double Dragon. But yeah, I guess it's straightforward. It's awesome. If they are hard to get a hold of right now, but if you can, especially if you have little ones at home that you want to kind of show the ropes to and show them what you grew up with, it's $60 and it's totally worth it for that trip down memory lane. So I can't recommend it enough, and it performs so well. So thanks for watching, guys. You can you check this out and all of our other stuff on pixelrater.com. And if you're checking this out on the YouTube video, just leave us some comments and see what, especially now that we're doing video content, I want to know what you guys want to see. So give us some pointers and maybe suggestions on what you want to see. But thanks for watching.